How confident are you as an athlete? How confident are you as a person? Are you confident when you're in a sporting environment and not as confident outside of it? Or even vice versa? Are there some environments where you're more confident than others? If you're a footballer, are you as confident in the first 5 minutes as the last 5? Are you as confident during the match as you are when it comes to a penalty shootout? Does your confidence levels rise when you get to a penalty shootout, or do they diminish? So, what is it? What actually is confidence? Well, it's the degree of certainty that you have about something. So self-confidence is the degree of certainty that you have about yourself in any given moment. And if you have a limiting belief in some way, that confidence can crumble just like that. If you have a limiting belief about yourself in some way, about your ability, about yourself as an athlete or a person, then one event can be enough to derail your performance and your confidence goes. So it's important to tackle that story, those myths inside of your mind. We all have a story that we repeat ourselves, and you will have one too. And after this video, I strongly recommend you going and discovering your own inner story, the story of your life, the story of you as a person in sport, your story of a person, of yourself outside of sport, but in particular focus in sport, because you want to be as confident in yourself as possible. You want to have a high degree of certainty that you are good enough, that you're going to deliver, and that you can handle it. And that doesn't mean that you're always going to win, that you're always going to get it right, because you're not. And this is a real key, a real nugget within confidence. Confident people don't not make mistakes. They are not flawless. Yeah? Michael Jordan missed many shots. Kobe Bryant, the last time I checked, has the unwanted record of the most missed shots in the history of the NBA. He missed a lot. So he therefore, in some people's eyes, could say that he failed a lot. I don't look at those missed shots as failure, and he certainly doesn't. He looks at those missed shots as feedback, right? What do I need to do better? He doesn't let it in. He doesn't let the error, the ill-timed execution of something manifest. He doesn't let the emotion come in. He doesn't let one event dictate an entire match. And you can develop this by becoming more confident in yourself. And it starts with identifying the things that you believe about yourself, which simply won't be true. So I recommend that you go and find out some of the things that you think about yourself. What are some of the negative things, the disempowering things that you believe about yourself? And ask yourself questions like, what type of person am I? What type of athlete am I? What type of person am I not? What type of athlete am I not? What am I good at as an athlete? What am I not as good at? Ask yourself these questions and answer them, and find out what some of these limiting beliefs are, because the more limiting beliefs that you have about yourself, the less confident you feel. And vice versa, the more empowering beliefs that you have about yourself, the more confident you're going to feel. Confidence is, as I said, this degree of certainty that you have about yourself, that you have about yourself as a person, that you have about yourself as an athlete, that you have about yourself in your capabilities. I hear athletes, talking about what they're not good at. I'm not good at this. I'm not that type of player. And often they come up with that. They're saying I'm not that type of player because they're trying to avoid something. They're trying to avoid something, in case they don't look quite good when they try it. And that could have started from being a much younger athlete, where they made a few mistakes and people laughed, or you got criticised, or you lost a game because you made a mistake, and then you tried it a couple of times after and it happened again, and then you avoid that. And then you slowly started to change your performance to go away from being one type of player that does this to become a player that does this, to avoid the pain, don't want to make the mistakes. I'm not a goal scorer. I'm not good at scoring goals, so I stick to tackling and passing. I do those things because I can get success, I can get pleasure from them. And when I missed a shot and it cost us, that brought me pain. And this can all tie back into your past. And you need to go back to the past and address when did these things that I'm saying I'm not good at, that I can't do, when did that start? Because it all started somewhere. It started as a root that grew into a weed, and those weeds are taking over the garden of your mind, and you need to go back into your garden and rip the weeds out and plant in these powerful flowers of belief. Like I said before, your beliefs are like table tops with legs, and the more ammunition you have in your gun, the better weapon that you become as an athlete. So you want to go and start listing, well, what are the things that I'm good at? What am I good at? What are my strengths? What am I doing consistently? What am I doing better than everybody else? Find the evidence. Find the evidence to back up your belief in yourself. And the more evidence that you've got, the more pleasurable. Again, it's all about pleasure and pain. The inner game is all about mastering pleasure and pain and making your neurology, making your own brain work for you. And it starts by taking control of pleasure and pain. List all the pleasure. What am I good at? What am I confident at? What can I do consistently? What am I always good at? What are the things that I'm consistently executing at? Focus on those. And then even address the things that you aren't as good at or as confident about, and challenge them. Yeah? Challenge the belief. Is that true? Or is it only sometimes true? Could it be false? What would someone else say about you? Ask other people that you trust. Ask them. I don't think I'm good at this. Ask them. And often they will say, no, I think you're really good at that. You know, I've worked with athletes who thought they'd had awful performances and then look back years later and watch videos of themselves in disbelief that they walked off the pitch in that moment in time thinking that they'd underperformed, thinking that they'd had a bit of a shocker. And when they've gone back and looked at themselves a couple of years later, they're like, whoa, I played well. I played really well. I made 2 or 3 errors, and in that moment, those 2 or 3 errors were enough for me to wipe out the entire game. But when you've got perspective, when you've got distance, when you can see yourself from afar, and you can do this, yeah, with yourself, you can see yourself from afar. And these are some of the techniques that I teach people to get distance, to disassociate. But looking back on a video of yourself, you are disassociated because you're looking at yourself so you can get a better perspective. And if you do have videos, go and look at yourself and only focus on the things that you're good at. Go and get a video of yourself and highlight 100 things that you did well in that game. 100, and you'll find them. You will find them if you're looking. If you're not looking, if you're only looking for what's wrong, if you're only asking yourself, you know, how many errors did I make? What didn't I get right? Then your brain will be finely tuned to look for what's wrong. It will look for pain. But you can take the pain and turn it to pleasure. And that's where your confidence comes from. It comes from all the things that you've done well. Because the mind, it deletes and it distorts and it overgeneralizes. That's how it creates patterns. That's how it creates your beliefs. Because it hasn't got the time to keep learning a new skill over and over and over again. Just like you've mastered your techniques, your skills in your sport, you've mastered them, they're done, they're banked, they're in here. Yes, you can keep tweaking them, but you don't have to consciously keep thinking about how to do something that you was learning when you were 7, 8 years of age. It's in there, it's done. Yeah? So to build these beliefs of confidence, to build up your confidence, start to identify the things that you're good at and challenge some of the weaker beliefs and try to break them down. And notice what internal picture you see. When you ask yourself, how confident am I? Ask yourself this question and notice which image comes into your mind. And spend some time, just let it come. If it doesn't come at first, just say to yourself, just pretend that I have an image of myself. And notice what you see. And when you look at that image and then you step into it, how do you feel? Do you feel confident or do you not? And if you don't feel confident, then step out and look at the image, see that image. Is the image a small image or is it a big image? Because the bigger you make that image inside of your mind, the more powerful it is. If you've got an image of yourself that's disempowering and is big, then you've got a big belief about yourself which is disempowering. If you've got this image of yourself and you're looking at yourself, and when you see this, you look, you sound and you feel confident, and that's big, then you've got a strong belief about yourself. You've got a strong belief about yourself which increases your feelings of certainty. Make it even bigger. Take the image and make it brighter, make it more colourful. Practice altering the images because the images and the sounds are creating the feeling. It's this interplay of your sensory system, your audio, your visual, and your kinesthetic coming together, and they are largely shaping all of your beliefs. Every single one of your beliefs that you have is a neurological pattern which has been created by your sensory system, created by these lists of memories, events which have happened, or even just one event, one powerful, disempowering event, something that happened some time ago which was that emotional for you, can create a belief. A positive one or a negative one. And if it's a negative one, you've got to go and find that weed and you've got to rip it out. If it's a positive one, let's build on it, let's add to it, let's make it even bigger, let's make it stronger, let's make it brighter, let's make it clearer, let's make it 3D, let's make it panoramic. See yourself in all of your glory. So spend some time after this video looking at who you are and go back through some of the questions that I've just identified earlier and write them out and then answer them. The disempowering ones, challenge them. Take the positive ones and then ask yourself, right, can I add some more evidence to this? Can you add some more legs to that table and make it even stronger? Because a 3-legged table is quite wobbly. 4 legs is stable. 8 legs, even more. 16 legs, even more. 32 legs on a table, that thing is going nowhere. Build up the ammunition and build your levels of confidence. This is how you can do it. And if you want to get there faster, if you want to increase your levels of confidence, if you're really struggling, if you're really, finding yourself struggling at times, or if you find yourself frustrated and angry, or you've had a setback, if you want to get results faster, if you want to get results quicker, then the best thing for you to do is to make an appointment, to get in touch for a free 1-hour consultation, and I can develop a Science of Excellence program for you, your needs, your sport, your targets. So what are you waiting for? Get in touch. Send me an email, leave a comment, go on my website, check me out on Instagram, send me a message, get in touch, and I'd gladly get back to you and sort something out soon. Thanks for watching. See you again.